Welcome to this week's video. As you know, I was in Israel last week, which was super special, and I got back to the United States on Wednesday evening. And I traveled via London to see my mother. May she be well and many happy years. And I had the unusual opportunity to carry with me a object that is very rare that someone should carry it across the Atlantic. And that was a Sefer Torah scroll. You see, a dear friend of ours, an alum from the early 80s that we got to know over the years, commissioned this Torah scroll, and it was in a shul in Israel for a number of years. I'm not sure of the history, but he decided that he wanted to gift it to our Chabad house. We are most grateful to him for that. The complication became how to transport it. Because it's too big to fit in a suitcase, and I would never want to put it under the plane. What if it gets lost or damaged? God forbid, this is a very expensive, very holy object. So we took it off the poles, what's known as the Eitz Chaim, tree of life. They're made out of wood. And we then rolled it up and put it into a carry-on. And here I am going through the airport with this fairly heavy carry-on bag. It didn't have wheels, and you're not really supposed to put it on the floor. And I'm constantly mindful and thinking to myself, I wonder if people have any idea of what's in my bag. Of course, they don't. And what if they did? Um, it's a very strange experience to be flying across the ocean, take a train from Carmiel to pick it up, and then fly to London, and then fly to Chicago. And I've got this Torah scroll in my bag. And I'm thinking to myself, what is so special about this Torah scroll? It's parchment, okay, granted, and it's words on parchment. And as Jews, we know this is the holiest object that we have, and we treat it with such reverence and such holiness, such respect. We stand up when someone comes in with a Torah scroll, especially if it's not in a special box, uncovered, and we fast if it falls on the floor. So, what is special about the Torah scroll? And I was reminded of a beautiful piece by a professor from Columbia, Professor Shama. I think his name is Stephen Shama. And he has a long history of the Jewish people. And he talks about the Arch of Titus. Now, if you've been to the Arch of Titus, you know that there is on there a picture of the menorahs depicted on the arch and the Ark of the Covenant. Titus was the one who destroyed the temple, and 20 years after his death, I think it was his nephew, built the arch in Rome and depicted the triumph of the Romans against the Jewish people. Now, in the annals of Rome, it's written that they took the Ark of the Covenant and the menorah and the scrolls. But the scrolls are not on the arch. So Stephen Shammah makes a very important point. Jews value words. We don't value swords. And words will beat swords anytime. That's his words. You go to any synagogue, we lift up the Torah scroll. We may have lost the war. The words have survived. And it is the words of the Torah that have kept us going. The secret to Jewish survival is those words, those very letters on parchment that we read every single week in every synagogue around the world. I don't care which type of synagogue you go to. You are going to read the words of the Torah on a scroll. Those words are the secret to our survival. And I'm holding this Torah scroll as I walk through the airport. I'm like, this is it. I'm holding the secret of Jewish survival. It's really an incredible feeling that's unusual. Don't usually carry a Torah scroll outside of a synagogue, certainly not through an airport. But I'll tell you, it's also directly related to this week's parsha. Bilam, the Gentile prophet, gets hired by Balak, the king of Moab. Moab has seen the Jewish people win a war against Sichon and Og, two great kings of that era, and they came to attack the Jewish people, and the Jewish people won the war, and Moab is worried. And Moab was not in the sights of the Jewish people at all. So he hires Bilam, a non-Jewish prophet. He says, I want you to curse the people. He didn't say, let's devise a military strategy. He didn't say, let's devise some sort of, create some sort of protection, the Iron Dome of Moab. I want you to use your words to curse the people. Why did he do this? Like commentators tell us, because as Jacob, when Isaac saw Jacob coming in as a disguise of Esau to get the blessings, he said, the sound is the sound of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau, which is understood to say that the Jewish people use their sound, their words, their voice, not their hands, not the sword, not the weapon. True, there are times that we call on the weapons, but generally speaking, is that our words that are most powerful, that are most effective. And Balak says to Bilam, I want you to use their weapon, their tool, the voice, the words, to curse them. And of course, we know that God told Bilam, you can only say what I put into your mouth. And he delivers the most beautiful lyrical blessings that our people have to this very day. Beautiful blessings that highlight the special qualities of the Jewish people. Words matter. Our words matter. The words of the Torah matter. This is who we are. We're a people of words. We're a people of letters that make up words, that make up structure, that make up reality. And that is the message of our Torah. Use those words correctly. Use those words to inspire, to create love, to create harmony, to create connections between people, to strengthen our connection to God and our observance. That is the most important, important thing to remember. Those words are powerful. Anyway, with that, I will wish you a Shabbat Shalom. Whoops, my camera.